Hi, Julie.
Hi, Marlene.
How are you?
I'm really good. Happy
Good.
to be here.
Good. I'm happy to meet you and talk to you about your incredible work. Tell me how you started with this work.
I have about 25 years of experience in end-of-life care. Many years ago, I started as a volunteer in hospice, and over time went back to school, got ordained, and became a hospice chaplain. So I did end-of-life spiritual care for many years. Some of that time was with Kaiser in Sacramento. There have been other hospices I've worked with as well. And end-of-life care work has just really always been close to my heart.
I've just read your book, so tell me how that came to be.
The Power of a Broken Open Heart is what it's called. And how it came to be for me was, my experience in end-of-life care was that my heart often broke open. And the experience of that was that when I allowed that to happen by the work that I did, that something deepened in me and something also expanded in me at the same time. And so I decided I really wanted to share some of the stories of the people that I had worked with in hospice and to share my experience of what happens when I allow myself to be opened by end-of-life work.
It was a great book.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it and learned a lot from it. Tell me about your interest in Joshua's House as a hospice for the terminally ill homeless.
Okay. Well, I'm thrilled to hear about Joshua's House. I just see it as an amazing opportunity on all kinds of levels. First of all, I think it is an absolute tragedy that anyone dies on the street alone, or dies on the street even if they're not alone. I mean, it's not okay to not have a safe place to complete one's life. I think that all of us need support and help through that, and I think it's really time for us to put our attention toward people who are not sheltered and who live with illness and who are exactly the same as any of us.
Right.
And that they deserve a place to be cared for and to be tended to. I think the big equalizer in life is end of life, is the fact that we will all die. And one of the ways to work backwards from that is all of us are going to die. All of us are the same inside. And sometimes we have to start with looking at end of life in order to connect with someone. And then we can actually begin to move back toward each other, realizing that in all of life, all of us are the same. We all have the same tender, soft spot in there, and we all need attention and tenderness.
Right. In my conversations with a lot of folks who are experiencing homelessness, there's this feeling that they're already kind of invisible.
Right.
And their fear is to die and then be completely forgotten, like they never lived. How do you think the work that you do will help them through that journey?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say that what you just said about people who live homeless, that's the exact same thing I've heard in almost everyone that I've ever worked with in 25 years of end-of-life care. Everyone says, I don't want to be forgotten. And they can be way hooked up with their families. It doesn't matter. Our fear, I think a fundamental human fear is, once I'm gone physically, I am forgotten. I won't be remembered. And so I think that my thought is it's even more heightened in people who have been invisible even in their physical bodies. And so one of the things that I think is so amazing about the end-of-life process is that it is a process. We use the word dying, which sometimes I'm sorry we do, because the truth is we are living until we aren't. Until we take that last breath, we're alive.
Exactly.
So I think it's possible that even if I have felt invisible my whole life, but I am cared for and tended to and honored in my dying, that in itself can begin to bring meaning to all of life. It also brings an opportunity for people to be able to create a legacy that says, I was here. And that matters.
Absolutely.
It absolutely matters for people.